Hello everyone, and welcome to my Bold and Beautiful Today channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. It's a horrible blow when Ridge's Beth cruelly asks Brooke to send her granddaughter packing. The December 13th episode of The Bold and the Beautiful reveals that Ridge Forrester's ultimatum to Brooke Logan was a low blow. It's clear that Brooke and Ridge disagree on Hope Logan's degree of responsibility for Carter Walton's LLC takeover scheme. Although that won't change anytime soon, Ridge at least demanded that Brooke make a significant adjustment for him. When Ridge informed Brooke that he could not reside on the same property as Hope, he was effectively issuing a "it's her or me" warning. Ridge's demand infuriated Brooke, who promptly dispelled the notion of removing Hope and Beth Spencer from their own house. Given that Ridge has previously acted in such a grandfatherly manner toward Beth, Beth's inclusion here seems to be significant. It's evident now that Ridge ultimately doesn't give a damn about Brooke's granddaughter. Since Ridge just called her a nasty little bitch in front of her, Hope, who lives all the way down at the cabin with Beth, is definitely not anxious to meet him. Hope had no intention of staying at Brooke's place to encourage further abuse. Put simply, Ridge's demand was motivated solely by his own ego. Ridge wanted Brooke to prioritize him and punish Hope, but this really feels harsh to young Beth. Why should Brooke's husband's decision force Beth to leave the house she loves? Beth is an innocent youngster who shouldn't be involved in anything at all, as many B&B fans can agree. Ridge ought to have grown up and understood that what he was asking of Brooke would have an equal impact on Beth and Hope. Of all, even without Beth's influence, Brooke most likely wouldn't have altered her response, so maybe that should be taken into consideration. Perhaps Ridge was just seeking an excuse to go out because he thought Brooke wouldn't be interested in the notion. In any case, Ridge's complete disregard for whether Beth suffered made him appear like a complete jerk. When Brooke refused to comply with his demand, Ridge finally left, but his ultimatum still looked horrible. Stay in for updates on all the terrible news and more predictions on the unfolding drama, as The Bold and the Beautiful claims that Ridge and Brooke's situation will only get worse. After Ridge's heartbreak, does Brooke rush to Bill? Although there will be some intricate elements leading up to it, The Bold and the Beautiful reveals that Brooke Logan will suffer a crushing blow as Ridge Forrester is set to destroy what's left of Bridge. Fans of B&B are aware that Ridge already feels deceived by Brooke because she has been somewhat protecting Carter Walton and Hope Logan. Ridge stomped out of Hope's house after Brooke rejected his demand that she leave the estate. Ridge's feelings will be all over the place now that Brooke is likely to return to her position as CEO in a big surprise. Brooke should see a sizzling shocker when she gets there because Taylor Hayes will provide Ridge with the consolation he needs in the aftermath. Brooke may have had legitimate reasons for becoming CEO, but if she sees Ridge and Taylor entangled with one another, it won't matter much. That should put an end to Bridge, but it might lead to a new beginning for Brooke and a past romantic partner. Shouldn't Brooke also receive some consolation if Ridge is receiving it from Taylor? What happens if Brooke goes straight to Bill Spencer to reconnect with herself? The strong friendship between Bill and Brooke is fostered by their mutual understanding. This would be the ideal soft spot for Brooke to land in after things fall apart because Bill doesn't judge her the same way Ridge does. Naturally, Brooke and Bill may be hesitant to resume their relationship because of the potential impact on Katie Logan. If that occurs now, Bill will be confirming Katie's long-held worry that he would return to Brooke. Put another way, hooking up with Brooke once more could destroy any hope Bill may have that he and Katie will be reunited. Nevertheless, if Brooke arrives at his door crying and desperate, Bill might not be able to control himself. After Ridge chews Taylor, do you think Brooke and Bill will get back together? After Ridge breaks her heart, will Bill and Brooke go to bed? We'll provide more romantic forecasts and updates on any impending love life news because The Bold and the Beautiful suggests that Brooke might not remain single for very long. Brooke's video bomb, Zen's Justice Quest, Elektra fired. Here are the spoilers for the upcoming 2 weeks of The Bold and the Beautiful. Is dismissed. Zen Forrester Dominguez devises a strategy to retaliate. Additionally, Brooke Logan posts a video announcement regarding Forrester Creations on social media. Let's begin analyzing what will happen in the upcoming weeks of the CBS soap opera as you continue reading. The beautiful and brave Elektra Forrester was fired. Will Spencer is unable to get rid of his negative feelings over Remy Price, according to B&B spoilers for the week of December 16th. In the end, Will visits Il Giardino. Will is threatening Remy while seated at the bar. The threat doesn't sit well with Remy now. Unfazed, Will informs Remy that if Elektra's life is destroyed, he will be held accountable. But there is one thing Will is unaware of. Elektra loses her job as a result of Remy's dishonest little photo trickery. Elektra is informed that she has been dismissed by Brooke and Katie Logan at Forrester Creations. Shell-shocked, Elektra struggles to breathe. Then, with Ivy Forrester standing next to her, Elektra queries why she was fired. Ivy's expression indicates that she was aware that Elektra would be fired, but will she stand up for her? The justice quest of B&B's and Forrester Dominguez. In the process, Zend devises a strategy. Eric Forrester, Ridge Forrester, Finnegan, and Steffi Forrester will all be hired by Zend. The brave and the lovely. According to The Bold and the Beautiful, Brooke makes her return as CEO of Forrester Creations known on social media through a livestream. You can count on Ridge to realize something once the Forrester family lashes out. Taylor is informed by Ridge that she was correct all along. Ridge then begins to press in for a kiss. B&B spoilers for the upcoming 2 weeks. There will be some Christmas get-togethers during the expectations. Typically, Eric and Donna Logan Forrester throw a joyful holiday celebration. Typically, that includes Brooke, Carter Walton, and Hope Logan. Not now. The Forrester and Logan families will experience Christmas 2025 in a slightly different way. An update regarding Luna Nozawa's Lisa Yamada appeal ought to be included as well. Los Angeles and Bill Spencer ought to remain vigilant. What is the plot that you are most excited to see? Post your ideas in the space provided for comments below. To find out what happens next, don't forget to continue watching the soap opera on CBS or Paramount+. An emotionally tense argument between Brooke Logan, Catherine Kelly Lang, and Ridge Forrester, Torsten K., reached a boiling point in the dramatic Friday, December 13th episode of The Bold and the Beautiful, B&B. As personal ethics clashed with familial allegiance, alliances were put to the test and the split in their marriage widened. Brooke begged Ridge to stop disparaging her daughter, Hope Logan, Annika Noel, at the start of the episode. But Ridge was furious that Hope and Carter Walton, Lawrence St. Victor, had betrayed him by taking over Forrester Creations. He said he couldn't believe Brooke could justify what they had done, considering the harm they had done. Ridge found Hope's deceptive methods to be a profound breach of trust, and he found it incomprehensible that Brooke would not denounce her daughter. When Ridge's annoyance erupted into a tirade, the altercation intensified. Brooke, who was clearly upset and genuinely insulted, reminded Ridge that such language was harmful and unacceptable when he questioned Hope's character, implying that she might be nothing more than a worthless slut. Brooke was offended by Ridge's word choice and demanded to know whether he felt the same way about her. Although Ridge swiftly denied this, the harm had already been done. His contempt for Hope had widened the gulf between them. Brooke said in a vulnerable moment that she could somewhat relate to Hope and Carter's viewpoint. She maintained that the Logans felt disregarded and excluded because their efforts to Forrester Creations had been underappreciated for years. Ridge was even more incensed by this statement since he believed it to be more evidence that Brooke was against him. Finally, Ridge announced that he could no longer reside on Hope's land. Ridge had the difficult choice to leave the cabin after Brooke refused to evict Hope and her daughter, Beth Spencer, Jordan Grace. Brooke was left to deal with the aftermath alone as Ridge stormed away. She beat her fist in desperation, trying to make sense of what had just happened, and her irritation and anguish were evident. For Brooke, the realization that her marriage was in jeopardy was a painful moment. The revelation that Carter had formally filed the LLC papers, thereby seizing control of Forrester Creations with Hope's help, left Taylor Hayes, Rebecca Budig, in shock at the Cliff House. Taylor spoke with Steffi Forrester, played by Jacqueline McInnes Wood, who was shocked by the treachery. When Ridge showed up with updates on his altercation with Brooke, the conversation took an unexpected turn. Taylor was stunned to learn that Ridge had abandoned his marriage, but it also seemed to strengthen their bond. Always the devoted daughter, Steffi invited Ridge to stay at the Cliff House with her and Taylor. Steffi gave Ridge a warm embrace in a heartwarming show of support from family, and Taylor joined in, forming a moving group hug. The incident demonstrated how strong the Forrester bond is despite adversity. However, the fact that Ridge seemed to find comfort in his ex-wife and daughter rather than his present spouse also suggested the widening gap between the Logans and the Forresters. In another scene, Remy Price, Christian Weissman, was still working on his secret plan to shield Electra Forrester, Linnea Grace, from Will Spencer, Crew Morrow. As Remy produced more scandalous deepfake images of Electra, his devious methods took a dangerous turn. Remy felt justified in his actions even though he apologized for using such drastic measures, because he thought he was protecting Electra from the corrupting influence of Los Angeles and maintaining their relationship. Remy's twisted sense of loyalty was demonstrated in a flashback scene that exposed his prior pledge to support Electra during a prior deepfake scandal. Everyone at Forrester Creations felt the effects of Carter and Hope's takeover. Will and Electra discovered that Carter and Hope were now firmly in control and that the balance of power had changed. Electra was assured that the jewelry line, which is a vital part of Forrester's brand, would continue to exist despite the disruption. Even while tensions were simmering beneath the surface, Carter's dedication to standing by Electra and Ivy Forrester, Ashley Brewer, provided some comfort. For his part, Will saw the reintroduction of Hope's fashion brand as a new chance for expansion and was ecstatic. However, considering Steffi's prior compassion toward her, Electra couldn't get rid of her uneasiness over the circumstance. As the characters negotiated changing allegiances and loyalties, this internal conflict brought to light the nuanced emotions at work. Electra later confessed in Will about her residual remorse over a prior encounter with Remy in the salon at Forrester Creations. Electra was worried that she had offended Remy, but Will attempted to minimize her worries. Ever the charmer, Will diverted Electra's focus to himself, and the two kissed tenderly. But the fear of Remy's machinations overshadowed their developing romance. It became evident as Will and Electra got closer that Remy's obsession was a ticking time bomb that may blow up at any second. More mayhem was promised as the program came to a close. Electra's life was about to be destroyed by Remy's deepfake scandal, while Ridge's separation from Brooke hinted at a possible change in his relationship with Taylor. As she battled to keep her family together after Ridge's departure, Brooke faced an uncertain future. According to spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful, viewers will be on the edge of their seats as these entwined stories continue to develop in shocking and explosive ways. The stakes for the characters on The Bold and the Beautiful are higher than ever as the drama intensifies. The show continues to be a masterwork of soap opera writing, providing gripping plots that captivate viewers despite everything from corporate power struggles to personal betrayals. As the consequences of these incidents continue to affect the lives of the Forresters, Logans, and Spencers, stay tuned for further surprises. Exposing Luna's paternity, will it change Jack's game? Updates and The Bold and the Beautiful show that fans still have fascinating questions regarding Luna Nozawa. We were left wondering who Luna's biological father might be because the story didn't provide us with a definitive explanation. The Brave and the Beautiful, was Tom Starr the biological father of Luna Nozawa? Despite the lack of a DNA test, Tom Starr felt certain that he was Luna's biological father. Bill Spencer was the sole individual B&B eliminated from the paternity equation, which allowed for more exploration of this mystery. Many fans speculated after Luna's debut that she was the product of a covert romance between Jack Finnegan and Poppy Nozawa, Romy Park. By offering a history of Poppy's residence with Jack, Lee, and John Finn Finnegan around the time Luna was most likely born, the program fueled these theories. Even the claim that Finn fathered Luna was made, but it was never looked further. Poppy Nozawa and B&B Jack Finnegan might have gotten together. It's possible that Jack and Poppy had an affair with each other given their past history of having affairs. Despite Lee's continuous arguments with Poppy over the years, this notion acquires traction, particularly in light of Jack's clear affections for her. According to Romy Park's recent Bold Live statement, fans will soon find out more about Lee's past conflicts with Poppy. There is a breathtaking secret that could surprise Poppy. What if Lee acknowledges that she has always thought Jack was unfaithful to her sister? When the first DNA test showed that Bill was Luna's biological father, Lee was genuinely shocked. Lee Finnegan of B&B appeared relieved when Jack was not identified as Luna's father by the test. When Lee realized that Jack was not, in fact, Luna's father, he seemed to exhale with satisfaction, but, the truth eventually surfaced, Luna had falsified the paternity tests. Lee might become suspicious that Jack is Luna's father after learning this information. Could it lead to a second DNA test that would prove Luna is Jack's biological daughter? If it were true, it could completely alter Luna's situation and give her a fresh approach. Luna could even be able to utilize Jack's feelings to convince him to spare her from punishment. Given that Sheila Sharp, Kimberlin Brown, has suggested Jack as one of the best criminal defense attorneys in Los Angeles, he is a great candidate for this position. Exposing Luna's paternity, will it change Jack's game? With the intriguing mystery of Luna Nozawa's parentage, the complex web of lies and secrets in The Bold and the Beautiful, B&B, is poised to be revealed once more. As they eagerly piece together the facts to learn the truth about Luna's biological father, fans have been humming with interest. Even though the show has deftly avoided giving definitive answers, Jack Finnegan is slowly coming into focus because of his complicated past and romantic relationships, which could be the secret to this impending disclosure. Red herring, Tom Starr? Tom Starr had been convinced that he was the father of Luna, but he had no solid DNA evidence to back up his claim. Although the paucity of proof cast doubt on Luna's existence, his conviction offered a simple explanation. The suspense was increased by the plot twist that disqualified Bill Spencer as a potential father. Who is Luna's biological father, given that Tom Starr appears to be more of a stand-in than a real connection? The relationship between Poppy Nozawa and Jack Finnegan. Now for a widely held fan theory, Luna might be the product of Poppy Nozawa and Jack Finnegan having an extramarital affair. Based on the show's comprehensive narrative of Poppy's time living with Jack, Lee Finnegan, Naomi Matsuda, and John Finn Finnegan, this idea is not unwarranted. The circumstances surrounding Luna's conception appear to suggest that Poppy and Jack had a secret affair. Poppy's presence in the Finnegan home and Jack's history of adultery have produced an environment full of opportunity and temptation. Another layer of complexity is added when Finn is mentioned as a possible father. However, that trail was unsuccessful, and Jack emerged as the most desirable contender. Luna would be another breach in Jack's already shaky relationship with Lee, if the suspicions about him and Poppy are true. Jack's complicated past and Lee's suspicions. Jack's previous affair, which led to Finn's conception, has been a painful reminder of his treachery, and it has caused tension in his marriage to Lee for years. Lee's evident satisfaction upon learning that Jack is not Luna's father through the paternity test indicates that her concerns about Jack and Poppy remain unresolved. Jack may be her biological father, though, after it was shockingly revealed that Luna tampered with the initial DNA test. Lee's response to the disclosure speaks for itself. She is naturally wary of reopening old wounds because she has already witnessed Jack's dishonesty. She could have to confront a fact she has long suspected but never fully verified, though, if this new layer of deceit is revealed. Lee and Jack's potential argument over Luna's paternity could be a turning point in their marriage as well as the dynamics of the Finnegan family. What does Luna stand to gain from this? Finding out the truth about her biological father would change everything for Luna. As seen by her decision to tamper with the initial paternity test, she has a history of taking issues into her own hands. She is willing to overcome the challenges of her identity on her own terms, as seen by this desperate act. Luna's life would drastically alter if a second, unaltered DNA test verified Jack as her father. Luna might gain more authority as a result of this discovery, moving her closer to the Finnegan and Forrester circles. She would be in the middle of a family full of secrets, tension, and power struggles since she was Jack's daughter. Luna might take advantage of this connection to question the status quo, make amends, or further her own objectives. Possible repercussions for Jack and Lee. There will be disastrous repercussions for Jack and Lee's marriage if he is found to be Luna's father. The revelation of yet another betrayal, this time involving her sister, might be too much for Lee to handle after she had experienced one scandal concerning Jack's adultery. In the wake of this shocking revelation, Lee and Poppy's long-standing rivalry would revive, adding even another element of drama. Conversely, Jack had to deal with the challenging task of making amends with both Lee and Luna. His relationships have already suffered as a result of his history of bad choices and concealed reality, and another scandal might permanently destroy his reputation. The future course of Jack's character will be determined by whether he accepts his responsibilities or gives in to the pressure of his errors. Consequences for the Forrester universe. There would be significant repercussions for the Bold and the Beautiful universe if Luna's paternity were revealed, impacting important alliances and relationships. Luna will become closer to Finn if she is Jack's daughter, creating a complex sibling dynamic that might either strengthen or erode their bond. Additionally, Luna's standing in the Forrester orbit might be improved, particularly if she makes advantage of her new identity to establish herself in the inner ring of the family or the corporation. A turning point for Jack? Lastly, Jack's character and Luna's identity are both at the center of the paternity dispute. Jack will have to confront the repercussions of his past behavior as well as the long-term impact of his choices on others around him if it turns out that he is Luna's father. The disclosure might either lead to salvation or reinforce Jack's image as a man who can't escape his cycles of deceit and treachery. The revelation of Luna's paternity is expected to be a dramatic and poignant event for viewers of The Bold and the Beautiful. The story enthralls the audience with every turn, leaving them eager to find out how this complex riddle will be resolved in the end. There is little doubt that the truth about Luna's paternity will change everything as the tension and stakes increase. In Willow Cove, secrets were as prevalent as the salty sea air and the rhythm of the waves crashing against the beach. However, the new discovery of Luna's paternity had rocked the community more than any other mystery. Luna Gray, a fiercely independent young woman with piercing blue eyes and a determination that belied her poor beginnings, had been the subject of family intrigue rumors for years. But when the truth came to light, it threatened to ruin not only her life but also the life of Jack Reynolds, who had inadvertently played a significant part in her tale. Luna had been raised thinking she was the daughter of the hard-working couple who ran the town's well-known bakery, Ethan and Clara Gray. Known for their kindness, they regularly gave loaves of bread to families in need during the hard winter months. However, beneath their home's comfort lay an unspoken tension that Luna had never fully understood. She didn't find a set of letters hidden in a battered jewelry box until after her mother passed away. Clara's brief, intense affair with Jack Reynolds, a captivating artist who had lived in Willow Cove decades earlier, was detailed in these letters, which also disclosed the shocking news that Ethan Gray was not her real father. Jack, who had enthralled the small village with his extravagant personality and creative flair, had disappeared as fast as he had come. He was unaware of Luna, and Clara had decided to keep the information secret to preserve the stability of her marriage and family. The realization felt to Luna like a tidal wave smashing into her meticulously constructed world. It left her with new doubts, but also provided answers to questions she didn't know she had. The knowledge was equally surprising to Jack Reynolds. After years of traveling the world, he had just returned to Willow Cove a few months earlier in search of inspiration and peace. His art was shown in galleries well outside the town limits, making him somewhat of a local mystery. However, his carefully planned life was thrown into chaos when he learned that he had a daughter who was now an adult lady. Jack had to face the ramifications of a long-forgotten past that had unexpectedly come to light.